Item number 28. All the reply.
As per the direction from the speaker, it is item numbers 24 to 26 be taken together. In case of item number 23, that was the...
Your Premchandran ji, if I can, with your permission, say.
Yes.
Item number 28 relates to demands for excess grants of 2018-19.
19.
Yes, it's for Government of India. That's listed today, and therefore this discussion and the reply is also for
It is listed.
It's all.
Come on record, because it is directed only 23 to 26. 24 to 28.
No, that footnote, if you're referring to that footnote, may I add with your permission, sir?
Yes.
That
It was already
on,
announced, sir. Already announced.
Yes, ma'am. Please continue.
if you're referring to that particular footnote, on 23 being adopted, we take 24 and 26, but 25 and 28, 27 and 28 are also here listed, and on which the reply is being given. So all the four are being taken, and that is why, for clarity's sake, I start my reply saying that there are 4 items for which today's discussion has happened, and all the 4 are being taken up in my reply, which is, I repeat, supplementary demand for grants of Government of India for the year ending March 22, supplementary demand for grants for J&K for the year ending March 22, Jammu Kashmir's budget for the year 22-23, which is coming year, and excess demand for grants for Government of India in the previous year, that is 18-19, because of some audit-related issues. So, sir, thank you, Honorable Speaker, sir. I will start with giving a small explanation as to why, which Sri Premchandran had raised in the morning. What is the hurry? Why do we have to do this? Why not? I understand his genuine concern. I also appreciate it as a genuine concern that if we give more time, there can be more meaningful participation. However, with the dates being what they are, and some of the supplementary demand for grants, unless it is released before 30th of March, 31st of March of this year itself, we will be having a problem. Although effectively from 1st April, the new budget also comes into play, and for that also the House has to clear it before, but particularly for supplementary demand, I have a little problem in that it has to get cleared, and I still will have to go through the necessary procedure of compliance and also seek the clearance. At least 4, 5, 6 days will pass before I can even get that supplementary demand released before 31st March. So there has been this sense of urgency. Because of that, for which, Honorable Speaker, sir, you've been kind enough to allow us to put the motion before the House, and the explanation is therefore due. With that explanation, sir, I just want to move on to the largely debated matter of today's. Although the 4 things were listed and 4 things are being discussed, maybe 1 or 2 honorable members spoke about the other items, but generally and naturally, understandably, the discussion has pertained to matters related to Jammu and Kashmir budget. So first of all, I want to say that after the removal of 370, Article 370, 890 central laws have now become applicable to J&K. There are very many honorable members who said, what is the difference? What happened? And I heard Honorable Member Masoodi feeling very emotional about the fact that what had happened, why did this happen? The matter is in the court, you shouldn't be executing. Sir, what was denied to the people of Jammu and Kashmir for over 70 years, even one of the last speakers, Nagarji, was referring to Bakarwals and SCs and people of that. Will we be giving them their rights? They were denied rights for 70 years, and removal of Article 370 is the one which gives us now the equipment to be able to serve them. I've heard stories of how after the accession, Valmikis were taken from Punjab and Haryana because they were needed, and I hate to say it, and I have a sense of shivering within me when I'm saying this. They were taken because they wanted to have them do all the public service. Yes. Professor I thought would be very well informed of these sort of things. They were taken, sir, with a promise that they were going to be part of the public service. And being taken there, what the rest of the Valmikis in this country had been given by Dr. Ambedkar, who gave the constitution with that sensitivity, did not get those rights, which rest of the country's Valmikis got, but not in J&K. So I'm very grateful to Honorable Member Nagar who raised it, saying, मिलेगा, उनका हक मिलेगा, जरूर मिल रही है अभी. 370 हटाने के बाद मिल रही है उनको. Removal of 370 has enabled that which Dr. Ambedkar has given for the rest of the country for the scheduled caste and scheduled tribes is now available for them, not when Article 370 was in prevalence. So 890 central laws which this august house has over the decades discussed have never been applied to J&K. So they have become applicable. Unjust and discriminatory laws, again, that is very important to bring in parity. Discriminatory laws were removed. They existed there under 370. I just can't believe that in this country, repeatedly a lot of members are, with a sense of mocking in their tone, say, oh, is country ka ek nishan, ek. Yes, it was a Nara, it was a slogan with a lot of feeling. This country cannot have two symbols, two prime ministers and two constitution. When we have a constitution which we respect, we revere. And every time we know the kind of people who have given that constitution to us. And we all respectfully raise the name of Dr. Ambedkar. So if Dr. Ambedkar's given constitution is so valuable for the rest of the country, it's not valuable to J&K. And there are several members who ask us the question. But not a voice was raised. Hooray, why not Article 370, which is not allowing us to take Dr. Ambedkar ji given constitution to J&K? Why are we not being allowed to take? वो आवाज कभी सुनने में नहीं आया. अभी हटने के बाद पूछ रहे हैं क्यों हटाना था क्या? बिल्कुल हटाना था. Removal was necessary. It was delayed. It was delayed, and I'm grateful. As per the repeated manifesto promise of Bharatiya Janata Party, we have fulfilled that promise given to the people of this country. And it is only after that Dr. Ambedkar's dream is coming through even to the people of Jammu and Kashmir. So unjust laws have been removed. 890 central laws are reaching them. They did not even have a human rights commission till such a time lots of noise was made and Supreme Court had to comment on it. Women's commission were not there. SC/ST commission was not there. So, is this justice or not now? 250 state laws have been repealed. 130 state laws have been modified. So much of change had to be done to even get them at par with the rest of the country. 70 years that parity was not there. So, as a result, a whole lot of financial reforms have also been taking place. I heard Ravneet Singh ji talking about Manrega, what's happening on it. 1,727 crores have been devolved under Manrega to J&K. 73rd and 74th Amendment, Panchayat Raj related amendments, about which we constantly hear Congress party saying, Shri Rajiv Gandhi brought it in. Agreed. But you didn't care to have that brought in J&K. As a result now, when it has come into J&K, 27 functions have been transferred to the PRIs and 7 departments transferred to urban local bodies. Not there. Whereas the rest of the country was enjoying it. So, several financial reforms have also been taking place, sir. I will get into the details of how many projects, what, a little further. But I just wanted to put the context before us. I just wanted to also highlight the fact that the larger interest of J&K has been well addressed after the 370 removal, Article 370 removal. I'll specifically address the issues related to the budget and the budgetary proposals because a lot of honorable members have raised the question, particularly starting with Sri Manish Tiwari asking about employment, what is happening in J&K, is employment improving or not? Very quickly, I'll give you the figures and get into specifics, sir. As per CMIE, that which monitors the Indian economy, in January alone, February, at the end of February, from some time years ago, where it was 22 to 22% unemployment rate has come down to 13.2%. I'll just quickly tell you, in 2016, it was 20%. In 2017, it was 13%. In 2018, it came down to 12. 2019, it went up slightly to 16. And 2020, it reached 14%. And in 2021, as a whole, it had come down to 15, but further came down at the end of February to 13.2%. So this is not something which can go unnoticed, that the number of unemployed was far higher than what it is today. Sir, no. Sir, I'll give you some of the figures which will be important to understand the levels of newer employments which are being created. In the last 1.5 years, sir, 11,000 appointments have been made in various government departments in a fair and transparent manner. I'll let you know later as to why I need to add this line, fair and transparent manner, here. Second, sir, children from disadvantaged and poorer sections have secured jobs on the basis of merit and turning their dreams into reality, and that is one thing which has to be noticed in this recruitment process being transparent. That's the benefit which has reached people from disadvantaged sections. 20,323 additional posts at various levels have been identified and referred to the J&K Service Selection Board for the recruitment. The process already has commenced. Besides this, 1,850 appointments have been made in J&K Bank alone at various levels in a fair and transparent manner again. As many as 1,37,870 youth have been provided assistance in their entrepreneurial ventures under various self-employment schemes and programs. This is simply only on employment opportunities in J&K. We also have heard a lot of honorable members rightly say, unless tourism improves and people start going to J&K, it will not create opportunities for greater employment, because after all, J&K is very well known for tourism. And I was glad to hear a lot of honorable members who have visited J&K post 370 being removed and have seen what is prevailing there on their own. I would like to say, sir, the highest ever tourist footfall of 50 lakhs, 33,966 is recorded. That many number of tourists visited J&K in October 2021 to January 2022. So just before the onset of that Chillan Kalan, as you call in J&K, between October and January 2022, this is the number, 50,33,966 are the tourists who have reached J&K. During December 2021 alone, and I'm talking of Valley specifically, not Jammu, they could be pilgrim tourists, no, just the Valley. 1.43 lakh tourists visited the Valley alone, and that's the highest in last 7 years. So that wouldn't have been possible if the environment was not conducive, and therefore the impact on hotel occupation and also the tourist operators and everything else is there for all of us to see. And this is not one-off. There are figures available since August 2021. I don't want to take the Honorable House's time on it, but I shall certainly put that on the table of the House. So there was also questions asked about, it's all right, you said you'll have a lot of investment coming into J&K, only locally resident people are putting money, nothing is coming from abroad, or nothing is coming from rest of the country. I'll just give you how the investor-friendly J&K campaign has paid off, and in that, the government's outlay itself was 28,400 crores under the new central sector scheme for industrial development in J&K. 44,177 crores of rupees investments, proposals have already been received. Employment potential from that is 1.80 lakhs. Land for the projects worth 14,000 crores have already been approved. And in the Kashmir division, this is for 5,000 crores, and in Jammu division, this is for 9,000 crores. So I want this to be placed here, and most of these is from people from outside of J&K. So investment is being attracted, and they are coming. There need not be questions which go without an answer. Certainly these are the kind of figures for the answers. Speed and efficiency and the quality with which developmental projects are getting completed, sir, I certainly want to highlight that. In 2018 and 19, 9,229 projects were completed. In 2019 and 20, 12,637 projects were completed. In 2020-21, sir, 21,943 projects got completed. In 21-22, which is ending this March, 40,000 projects have been completed, and they will be some of them will be completed by the end of March this year. So that is the difference and the speed with which projects are getting completed. Now, registration has been brought under the Jammu and Kashmir Public Service Guarantee Act, and as a result, since 2019, 1,44,200 registrations have happened, and the value of this is 775.93 crores. So figures are available, it has all been distributed, so the doubts that are in the minds of honorable MPs about actually is it happening, yes it is happening, the figures are there and they speak for themselves. So there was this concern about, it's all right, but terrorism is still on. There is no difference. That is why you're clamping down. I want to give them a true picture, sir. 229 incidents were reported in the year 2021 as against 244 in 2020. There's a 33% drop in the number of police and security personnel martyred from 63 in 2020 and 42 in 2021. So there is a 32% decline in terrorist recruitments. In 2021, sir, 112 youth joined terrorist ranks as against 164 in 2020. Out of those 112 newly recruited terrorists, 72 are eliminated and 22 arrested with a very short span, within a very short span. So containing terrorist recruitment, and if they are already recruited and they are active, arresting them and eliminating them has also been the highest now. 33% decrease in infiltration, sir. 34 net infiltrations took place in 2021. The corresponding figure for 2020 was 51. So from 51, within a year, it's come down to 34. 90% decrease in, this is very important, 90% decrease in ceasefire violations. 98 incidents reported in 2021 as against 937 in 2020, the year before. So a drastic difference, sir, in the way in which things are improving. 12 incidents. Now, we all read in the papers about drones coming into J&K. Do we detect them? Do we not? Do they have a payload? All this. 12 incidents of weapon payload drop by drones reported in 2021. Many of these drops successfully intercepted by us, by our security forces. They were not allowed to drop and do the damage. They were intercepted. Seizure of large quantity of arms, ammunition, and explosives, and arrest of terror associates have all taken place. So, there is a significant difference in the way in which terrorists are being contained and damage is not being allowed because interception is happening at right time. So, also on the business laws, again, Honorable Member Manish Tiwari, while talking about it, saying a lot of businesses have lost because of pandemic or because they were not allowed to do their business. I just want to highlight, sir, 1,353 crore rupees has been given as economic revival package by Prime Minister Modi for Jammu Kashmir post 370 removal. And 750 crores of rupees has already been provided to 3.44 lakh account holders as 5% interest subvention so that their businesses can be carried forward. Besides, 50% waiver is given for 6 months on their electricity charges and water charges, and that waiving has also been completely cleared. And when we say waiver, they don't pay, but the government pays. So it's not as if in some areas we get to hearing, waiver promise karte hain, waiver खरा देते हैं, मगर कोई पावर सप्लाई करने वाले का पैसा भरते नहीं है. मतलब I probably even win votes by asking for, I will give you waiver of electricity, give me votes when I come to power, I will give. They probably allow it, but neither the people who consume electricity nor the government pays for it. Whereas here, the government has ensured 6 months of waiver was provided, but that has been provided for in the budget. Repeatedly, we've heard quite a lot of people questioning if the budget's larger component, a significant portion of the budget, is only going to Home Ministry, so nothing is reaching the people of J&K. That's not true. 10,831 crores, which is almost 10% of the total budget, is what has been spent on Home Ministry and security related, which is just 10%, and not 63 or 73% as was pointed out by many people. That's, I'd like to correct that figure, sir. Similarly, the grants under MHA, the Government of India grant under MHA to J&K is 35,581.44 crores for this forthcoming year, budget year 22-23, as against 30,757 crores in the current prevailing budget 21-22. So that is a grant which goes towards activities in J&K, and in that 15.69% increase is provided within 1 year. So that's not going for security purpose, that is actually grant given for activities in the state. So we need to differentiate between the two and then say it is all going to Home Ministry because the money is going for security. No, for security I've given you a figure, and separately the grant which goes for the state's developments. So there was just broadly a question on the connectivity in J&K. Is it actually improving? What are the kind of things which are happening there? On the connectivity, based on the status of infrastructure projects, I want to just give a comparison between prior to 2019, what was the situation, and what is it currently. Road length, sir, 39,345 kilometers prior to 2019. Now it's 41,141 kilometers post 370. Percentage of BT roads prior to 2019, 66%. Now it is 74%. average of macadamization of roads, 6.54 kilometers per day. That is the average number. Now it's 20.68 kilometers per day. Where is 6.54? Where is 20? There was no provision for or scheme for repairing potholes in the roads. No provision at all before 2019. Now, pothole-free road program has been initiated. Target for 21-22, which will get completed now, is to make 5,900 kilometers of effective road length totally pothole-free. So movement within Kashmir is going to be far better. In that 5,900 kilometers, 4,600 kilometers work is already completed. Sir, Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana Sir, Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana road length achieved in a year. Prior to 2019, 1,622 kilometers is what they did in a year. Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana, एक साल का नंबर था 1,622 kilometers. Now, 2,127 kilometers in a year. So, Pradhan Mantri GSY national level ranking में 12वीं रैंकिंग में थे 2019 से पहले, अभी 4वीं रैंकिंग, 4th रैंक. जम्मू से डोडा ट्रैवलिंग टाइम सर 2019 से पहले 5.5 घंटा, अभी 3.5 घंटा, 2 घंटा का बचाव. जम्मू किश्तवाड़ ट्रैवलिंग टाइम 2019 से पहले 7.5 घंटा, 7.5 hours, अभी just 5 hours. Sir, the railway project between Udhampur, Srinagar and Baramulla had missed several deadlines before 2019. Abhi target date for completion is इस साल September 2022 खत्म हो जाएगा पूरा. Other things on connectivity, sir, सिर्फ 3 things आपके सामने रख रही हूँ. 4 national highway projects being completed during 2022. 4 national highways. Execution of Delhi Amritsar Katra Expressway being taken up. इसके बारे में बहुत चर्चा हो. Under Bharatmala, 10 new road, which is also tunnel wala roads, projects have been already agreed by MORTH, Ministry of Roads and Highways. So, सिर्फ डेटा मेरे सामने है, मैं जरूर रखना चाहती हूं. ऑलरेडी उसका पिक्चर मैंने दिला दिया, फिर भी सीज फायर वायोलेशन सबसे ज्यादा 971 2017 में, और उससे पहले 583 2014 में, 347 2013 में. ऐसे जब हंड्रेड्स का संख्या में सीज फायर वायलेशन होता था, अभी 2021 में 666 हुआ, मगर उसमें सिविलियन का एक भी मौत नहीं हुई. सिर्फ 2 सिविलियन घायल हुए, मगर कोई मरा नहीं. इन्फिल्ट्रेशन भी सर 200, 489, 277, 419 ऐसे जब नंबर्स थे, 2021 में सिर्फ 77 इन्फिल्ट्रेशंस हुआ, उसमें 12 लोग को मरवाया, और कुल मिलाकर के नेट इन्फिल्ट्रेशन आखिर हुआ तो 34 ही हुआ. बाकी समय तो 90s में नंबर था. मैं पूरे हर एक साल का फिगर अभी नहीं पढ़ रही हूं. लॉ एंड ऑर्डर मैटर एक विषय सामने रखना चाहती हूं सर. स्टोन पेल्टिंग, हम J&K के बारे में बहुत दुख से सुनते थे, स्टोन पेल्टिंग हर समर में। 2,794 stone peltings in 2010, 2,888 in 2012, 1,596 stone pelting in 2013. Sir, 2021 का आंकड़ा 173 only. उसमें कोई सिविलियन मरा क्या? नहीं, एक भी सिविलियन मरा नहीं है। घायल हुए 48। सो सिक्योरिटी फोर्सेस में कोई मरा या क्या? नहीं, कोई सिक्योरिटी फोर्स शहीद नहीं हुई स्टोन पेल्टिंग के वजह से। सिक्योरिटी फोर्सेस में कोई इंजर्ड है क्या? हाँ, 30 लोग का इंजरी, घायल हुआ, बस उतना ही। जब 2010 में 5,188 सिक्योरिटी पर्सनल का इंजरी, घायल हुआ करता था उस समय 5,000 के संख्या में, मगर अभी सिर्फ 30 लोग का घायल हुआ। सर, कश्मीरी हिंदूज का हालात 1990 जनवरी 19, वो तारीख अगर मैं ठीक याद कर रही हूं, हर साल दुख के साथ हम सब बात करते हैं, लोग इतने भयभीति से बाहर आए, उनके लिए क्या आपने क्या वायदा दिया, मगर क्या किया आपने? प्रश्न सब लोग पूछे थे। I'll just give you the specific details. 1,025 transit accommodations have already been completed for Kashmiri Hindus, Pandits in Kashmir itself, in the valley. 1,488 units are at different stages of construction, and work on 2,744 units have already been initiated. 4,678 posts of Kashmiri Pandits filled in Kashmir Valley itself. भर्ती किया गया है 4,678 लोगों को, भर्ती जॉब्स में भर्ती किया गया। Cash assistance and food grains are also provided as relief to such people who have been filled in these units for accommodations and in transit accommodation. So, कश्मीरी हिंदूज, कश्मीरी पंडित्स के ऊपर प्रश्न पूछने वाले सबको हम वादा पूरा करते हैं। उस प्रोसेस को मैंने आपके सामने रखा हूं। जरूर हमारे प्रॉमिस को हम पूरे करेंगे। सर, सर, रेवेन्यू एक्सपेंडिचर और कैपिटल एक्सपेंडिचर के ऊपर बहुत चर्चा हुआ कि कैपिटल एक्सपेंडिचर बहुत कम है, रेवेन्यू एक्सपेंडिचर ज्यादा हो रही है, क्या चीज है? मसूदी साहब भी उसका प्रश्न उठाए। द रेवेन्यू एक्सपेंडिचर इज हाई बिकॉज ऑफ मेजर सेंट्रल स्कीम्स, पेंशन, पावर परचेज, आयुष्मान भारत सेहत स्कीम, and also interest is all covered under the revenue budget. Naturally, it is going to be high. However, due to various expenditure reforms that is being undertaken, ये धीरे-धीरे कम होते आ रही है। मगर I remember Honorable Member Supriya Sule Singh, decrease in allocation, बहुत सारे आपने माइनस इतना पढ़ा है। मैं आपके सामने फिगर रखना चाह रही हूँ सर। रेवेन्यू एक्सपेंडिचर में नेगेटिव बहुत सारा हम दिखा रहे हैं। पब्लिक वर्क्स में -8.76%, जल शक्ति में -1.42%, हॉस्पिटैलिटी में -4.72%, मगर कैपिटल एक्सपेंडिचर हैज इंक्रीज्ड इन ऑल सेक्टर्स। वही जल शक्ति को +282% एलोकेशन कैपिटल एक्सपेंडिचर में हुआ है। डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट में 390.88% प्लस हुआ है। इरिगेशन में प्लस 60.91% हुआ है। इंडस्ट्री में 33% प्लस हुआ है। टूरिज्म में 11% प्लस हुआ है। रूरल डेवलपमेंट में 8% प्लस हुआ है। ये सब कैपिटल एक्सपेंडिचर जिसके तहत संपत्ति आप क्रिएट करेंगे, असेट क्रिएट करेंगे। रेवेन्यू एक्सपेंडिचर का पैसा खर्च होता है मगर उससे मल्टीप्लायर कुछ नहीं मिलता, इसीलिए रेवेन्यू कट करके कैपिटल में ज्यादा खर्च उठा रहे हैं। सर, ऑल्सो क्वेश्चंस वे रेस्ड। ये अमृत प्रोजेक्ट का क्या हो रही है, स्मार्ट सिटी का क्या हो रही है, सुप्रिया जी आपने उठाए उस विषय को। प्रायर टू 2019 सर, अमृत प्रोजेक्ट्स 34 प्रोजेक्ट्स ही कंप्लीट हुआ है, मगर प्रेजेंट स्टेटस 64 प्रोजेक्ट्स हैव बीन कंप्लीटेड अंडर अमृत। स्मार्ट सिटी कंप्लीटेड 2019 से पहले 47 कंप्लीटेड थे, अभी कंप्लीटेड 94। हर विषय में डबल का रेट दिखा रहे हैं, चेक भी करिए आप। फिर हेल्थ सेक्टर के ऊपर क्या इनिशिएटिव्स लिया गया, बहुत सारे माननीय मेंबर्स उसका प्रश्न उठाए। ऑफ कोर्स, हाँ, ओनली JNK, आई एम रिस्पॉन्डिंग ऑन JNK। सर, हेल्थ सेक्टर का इनिशिएटिव्स क्या है? सिर्फ JNK के लिए 2 एम्स, 7 न्यू मेडिकल कॉलेजेस, 2 कैंसर इंस्टीट्यूट्स, 15 नर्सिंग कॉलेजेस, 881 crore released under PMDP, 600 MBBS seats, 68 PG seats and 140 DNB seats are added newly. ये सब हेल्थ का ही है। आयुष्मान भारत, मुझे हमारे लेह से मेंबर, लद्दाख से मेंबर उस विषय को बहुत ही अच्छा सा बोले, मैं उसको दोबारा याद दिलाना चाह रही हूँ। जम्मू एंड कश्मीर में आयुष्मान भारत हर नागरिक को एक्सटेंड किया गया है। 100% कवरेज, 100% कवरेज। सर, एम्बुलेंस सर्विस जो 102 और 108 नंबर में चलता एम्बुलेंस, उसमें 211 नया एम्बुलेंस जोड़ा गया। फिर 100% वैक्सीनेशन कवर हो चुका है कोविड का। डॉक्टर भारती है इधर। 2 500 बेड्स का, एक हॉस्पिटल में 500 बेड, दूसरा हॉस्पिटल में भी दूसरा 500 बेड वाला 2 हॉस्पिटल DRDO के द्वारा स्थापित हो गया है। DRDO, डिफेंस रिसर्च डेवलपमेंट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के द्वारा 2 500 बेड ईच हॉस्पिटल्स ऑलरेडी स्थापित हो गए हैं। सर, हेल्थ में
PMSSY 3 अभी तक नहीं हुआ।
सर,
PMSSY 3 अभी तक नहीं हुआ। খুব ভালো জানি, বাঁকুড়া, পুরুলিয়া, শিলিগুড়ি হয়নি।
बेटा आप बैठे बैठे अलग संसद चलाने लग जाते होंगे मंत्री जी।
थैंक यू सर। सर, कई बार प्रश्न ये भी पूछा गया कि हेल्थ का एलोकेशन में थोड़ा कम है, इधर कम है, उधर कम है। मैं क्लियरली विषय सामने रखना चाहती हूं। पहले एक इंक्रीज्ड एलोकेशन था हेल्थ सेक्टर में प्रीवियस ईयर्स में इन व्यू ऑफ PMDP एंड कोविड मिटिगेशन एफर्ट्स। वो मिटिगेशन फंड्स मिला था। More than 300 crores were raised from World Bank as well. Now, this funding under the PMDP World Bank fund has been stopped. And therefore, you find that under that heading, there is a decrease. But that was utilized and that is complete. Similarly, Public Works Department में PMGSY 2, phase 2, the funding was completed. Therefore, the allocation is less in PWD sector. So, if you've raised that question as to why it is low here, there is clear reason. It's not allocation being reduced, but the project being completed. Sir, I can't see the member here, but member Srinivas Reddy from YSRCP had asked this question as to what is happening to the Dal Lake. Are you doing something about it? The western foreshore road along Dal Lake to be constructed. The work is started on it. More indigenous lake cleaning machines are to be procured. 1.5 square kilometer area to be cleared of all those weeds which have grown, and that will be done during 22-23. De-weeding and dredging will be conducted along the shoreline in 1.5 square kilometer area during 22-23. Dredging of acquired land near the western side of the lake for 60,000 square meters in 22-23, which is also to be converted as a part of the lake. वो भी झील बन जाएगा, उसका भी जमीन खरीद के. सर, फिर हैंडीक्राफ्ट्स एंड ऑल्सो हैंडलूम को प्रोत्साहन दे रहे हैं कि नहीं दे रहे हैं? Artisan credit card facility has been extended with 7% interest subvention. 7% interest subvention. So, आप अगर 8% interest में लोन लेंगे, 7% सरकार देगा, सिर्फ 1% हैंडीक्राफ्ट वालों देना है. Enhancement of loan slab from 1 lakh to 2 lakhs. जिनको 1 लाख तक लोन मिलता था, अभी उनको 2 लाख तक देने का प्रावधान कर चुके हैं. No export subsidy with incentive of 10% of total volume of handloom. Export subsidy is being given. Then 7 crafts including pashmina, shawl के ऊपर बहुत सारा चर्चा हुई. 7 crafts including pashmina and carpet have all been registered under the GI, which is a very good indicator for their geographical area in which they are being made. Anything else being called pashmina will not be acceptable. GI mark उनको ही मिला है और मिलवाने के लिए हर कोशिश सरकार ही किया और उनको 6 और क्राफ्ट्स के साथ पश्मीना का भी GI उनको रजिस्ट्रेशन हो गया है. सर, जन धन योजना जो पूरे देश भर में 44 करोड़ तक कस्टमर्स हैं जिनका अकाउंट हो चुका है पीएम जन धन योजना में, उसमें 25 लाख जन धन अकाउंट्स जम्मू कश्मीर का है और ये पहला जितने भी था 15 लाख कुछ था, अभी वो 25 लाख तक पहुंच गया है. सो उन जनधन अकाउंट्स में 1445 लाख रुपीस लाख करोड़ जमा हुआ है. पूरे देश में 1.48 लाख करोड़ उनके अकाउंट में जमा, जब 44 करोड़ का अकाउंट है, इधर 25 लाख का अकाउंट है. सो जम्मू कश्मीर में वो भी आगे बढ़ रही है. I remember member Bhartrhari Mehtab ji talking about DBT. DBT JNK में सफलतापूर्ण तरीके से आगे बढ़ रही है. टोटल अमाउंट सिर्फ JNK के लिए 9,487 करोड़ क्यूमुलेटिव फिगर है, ऑलरेडी DBT के द्वारा अकाउंट्स में चला गया है. 892 करोड़ अमाउंट करंट ईयर में गया, उससे पहले अमाउंट क्यूमुलेटिव है. 1.83 लाख फार्मर्स किसान सम्मान निधि के तहत 1.83 लाख फार्मर्स को 1000 से ज्यादा 1083 करोड़ मिला है जम्मू कश्मीर में पीएम किसान सम्मान निधि. सर, पूरे देश में स्टार्टअप्स का माहौल इतना उत्साह से बढ़ रही है, J&K में भी बढ़ रही है। 1,198 startups have been registered in J&K. More than 200 startups have been funded already. Funding to startups is approximately 250 crores. So, emergency credit guarantee scheme के तहत भी जम्मू कश्मीर में MSME यूनिट्स के लिए बैंक क्रेडिट कोविड के समय दिया गया है। 1,843 crores of rupees MSME के लिए कोविड के समय का कार्यकाल में उनको उनके अकाउंट तक दिया है, डिसबर्समेंट भी हो गया है। ऐसे मुद्रा भी, प्रधानमंत्री जीवन ज्योति बीमा योजना भी, प्रधानमंत्री सुरक्षा बीमा योजना भी, उन सब का डिटेल्स है। मैं हर एक डिटेल में जाने रही हूं, मगर डेटा अवेलेबल है सर। सर, हॉर्टिकल्चर के ऊपर जसबीर सिंह गिल जी बहुत चिंता व्यक्त की है कि उधर डेवलपमेंट के लिए।
माननीय मंत्री जी, जो माननीय सदस्य नहीं रहते ना, मैंने उसको गंभीरता से लिया है कि बोलकर चले जाते हैं और गंभीर चिंता का विषय है। आप उनका जवाब भी मत दो।
ठीक है जी, ठीक। सो वो इश्यू मैं रहने देती हूँ।
और उनकी पार्टी से भी कहूंगा कि आइंदा उनको वक्ता भी मत बनाए हुए। ठीक है सुरेश जी, जो बोलकर चले जाते हैं।
Sir, N.K. Premchandran ji had raised this issue of demand number 5 is missing. What are you doing about it? Sir, demand number 5 pertain to Ladakh. Presently, we do not have a reply to actually address that issue of why that has been left. But क्योंकि ये एडवाइस अकाउंटेंट जनरल के द्वारा ही लेकर के हम करते हैं, हम उसके ऊपर ध्यान दिलाएंगे। मगर if that serial number is adjusted below 5, 6, 7 and 8 and so on, क्योंकि 5 नहीं है, 6 5 हो जाएगा, 7 6 हो जाएगा, ये नॉर्मल लॉजिकल अंडरस्टैंडिंग। बट इफ दैट इज डन, there would be a bit of a correlation problem when you're comparing it with other earlier reports. So between the previous account and the future accounts, there should not arise any difficulty. So this is as it is presented, with 5 being left open. But we'll certainly talk to the accountant general and see how best we have to reconcile this. But you have highlighted this and I've taken note of it. So Manrega ka matter I can't say because the member is not here. सर, दुख के साथ एक आध विषय में सामने रखना चाह रही हूँ। हसनैन मसूदी जी बोले एक फेक नॉर्मलसी है 2019 के बाद। ये फेक नॉर्मलसी नहीं है। पूरे देश में 1947 के बाद जो नॉर्मलसी धीरे धीरे आ रहा था, उसमें J&K शामिल नहीं था, क्योंकि आर्टिकल 370 के आड़ में आकर के कुछ भी नॉर्मल नहीं था। मगर हमें इधर से देखने में नॉर्मलसी बिलीव कर रहे थे हम। सो वो था फेक नॉर्मलसी। हसनैन मसूदी जी, जरा आप मेरा बात थोड़ा कड़वा लगता तो भी माफ करिए, मगर फेक नॉर्मलसी आपका नहीं है। 370 हटाने से पहले जो था वो था फेक नॉर्मल। मैंने बहुत सारे एक्सप्लेनेशन दे दिया कि क्यों उसको मैं फेक नॉर्मल बोल रही हूं, क्योंकि भारत के संविधान उधर लागू नहीं था। So that was fake normalcy and all of us kept quiet and quiet and quiet, but BJP was saying article 370 है, इसमें स्पीड ब्रेकर नॉर्मलसी अचीव करने के लिए, ट्रू इंटीग्रेशन करने के लिए स्पीड ब्रेकर था आर्टिकल 370। सो हसनैन मसूदी जी, फेक नॉर्मलसी अब नहीं है, अब ट्रू नॉर्मलसी है, फेक तब था। और राइट टू हैप्पीनेस टू चाइल्डहुड, इफ आई हर्ड यू राइट, you said there is a right to happiness to childhood which was there in J&K। अभी क्या हो रही है, वो भी दुख के साथ मैं बोलना चाह रही हूं right to the happiness of childhood was only reserved for some families, the few families which were wielding political power. Children of others were all in their respective little gaon, not even having a right to proper education or even right for democratic means of getting elected. अब वो युवा सब आ रहे हैं पंचायत में इलेक्शन में भाग लेने के लिए, वो भी राइट टू हैप्पीनेस बट ओनली फॉर सम फैमिलीज. फिर हाँ, राइट टू हैप्पी चाइल्डहुड, गुड थॉट, वेरी गुड थॉट, बट हैप्पी चाइल्डहुड किसका? या बट whose right to happy childhood? Only for those select few elite families. Then three parivar. I'm being reminded. Sir, then Constituent Assembly, Delhi Agreement, PMAY, teachers, colleges, Avantipura Airport. You had a lot of things to say about. I just want to say, you are mentioning all that now. You were in power, sir. Till before August 2019, you were in power. You could have done all this. अभी प्रश्न हमसे पूछ रहे कि टीचर्स के लिए क्या कर रही हो, कॉलेजेस के लिए क्या कर रही हो, ये सब आप करते तो हम करने का आवश्यकता अभी नहीं है, अब प्रश्न पूछने का आवश्यकता भी नहीं होता, मगर नहीं किया, इसलिए हम कर रहे हैं अभी. सर, मैं जब एम्प्लॉयमेंट के बारे में बात कर रही थी, बार बार फेयर एंड ट्रांसपेरेंट का शब्द को मैं उपयोग की. Why is that? Illegal recruitments have been the norm before Article 370. Recruitments होता था, मगर पता नहीं किसका भर्ती हो रही है, किसका नहीं हो रही है, कौन भर्ती करने के बाद जॉब में आ रहे हैं, नहीं आ रहे हैं, ये सब कोई किसी का पता नहीं था सर. Illegal recruitments भी हुआ है. That has been the norm. Prior to 370, illegal recruitments was the norm. Backdoor appointment, किसी का चाचा, किसी का बेटा, किसी का कोई, किसी का दामाद, इन सब का अपॉइंटमेंट लगातार JNK में होता था. After the abrogation of Article 370, sir, recruitment, जिसका नंबर मैंने पढ़ा, जिसमें जो वर्ग अभी तक वंचित रहे उन सबको जॉब मिला, ये ट्रांसपेरेंट तरीके से रिक्रूटमेंट प्रोसेस चल रही है, इसीलिए मिल रहा. बैकडोर अपॉइंटमेंट्स आर नॉट एनकरेज्ड नाउ, वी स्टॉप्ड इट. डेली वेजेस हैव आल्सो बीन एंगेज्ड विदाउट एनी रूल और ड्यू प्रोसेस. सो किस वर्ग के ऊपर आपकी चिंता था? डेली वेज वर्कर्स का भी न्याय से एम्प्लॉयमेंट नहीं हुआ, उनका बेनिफिट्स भी नहीं हुआ, इसीलिए उस समय का आर्टिकल 370 से पहले समय का बातें के लिए हम अभी याद दिलाना भी नहीं चाहते हैं, क्योंकि अभी सिस्टम बेहतर हो रही है. सर, अभी 2-3 दोबारा थोड़ा कड़वा सच को बोलना चाह रही. कश्मीर फाइल्स के बारे में, उसके बारे में बात करने वाले, उसका खिलाफ बात करने वाले नए 100-200 इतना ही हुआ, आप इसके ऊपर क्यों इतना चिंताजनक बात कर रहे हो? सर, उस समय का 2-3 सच्चाई हम याद करना चाहिए. जब इतना जबरदस्त हिंदुओं के ऊपर इतना हो रहा था और लोग कैसे बाहर निकले वो भी उनको मालूम नहीं था, और मैं बोलना नहीं चाहती, नो डिफरेंस बिटवीन मदर एंड डॉटर. हस्बैंड के सामने वाइफ का, यू विल अंडरस्टैंड सर, can't even utter this here, can't even utter this. People were threatened, you will convert or else you will not be alive. ये हुआ उस समय, मगर सच्चाई बाहर आने के हर बार कुछ ना कुछ आतंका, नहीं, that didn't happen, डिनायल, आज भी डिनायल हो रही है. और जब इस फिल्म के बारे में कोई ऑनरेबल मेंबर बात कर रहे थे, बहुत सारे मेंबर्स उसके ऊपर बात किए, Even now, ये मैं दुख के साथ वरिष्ठ कांग्रेस के नेतागण बहुत बैठे हैं इधर, कल कांग्रेस के ऑफिशियल हैंडल से डिनायल का ट्वीट्स लगातार आया और ये भी बोले कश्मीरी पंडित खुद जाकर के चल गए कश्मीर से, उनके खुद की मर्जी से, ना कि कुछ हुआ। डिनायल कांग्रेस के ऑफिशियल हैंडल से, और उस हैंडल में से ये भी बोले कि अपने आप चले गए और हमारे पार्टी का बिलीफ है कि ये टेररिस्ट का काम था, कुछ काम था, पता नहीं, और खुद वो क्योंकि दिल्ली में उनको कुछ बेनिफिट्स मिल रही है, जमीन मिल रही है, जॉब मिल रही है, रिजर्वेशन, उसके लिए वो निकल गए। और ये भी बोल रहे हैं कि हमारे बिलीफ, कांग्रेस पार्टी के बिलीफ सेपरेटिस्ट का लॉन्ग बैटल है, ये सेपरेटिस्ट एंड दोस हू स्टैंड फॉर इंडिया, मतलब भारत के लिए जो लोग हैं उनके और सेपरेटिस्ट के खिलाफ वाले बीच में आपस में झगड़ा है, इसके वजह से उधर दुख हुआ। मगर सच्चाई में बोलूं सर, उस समय